Hey, Facebook. It is Dr. Denise Dennis here to talk more about creating lead magnets. That's what we've been chatting about for the past couple days. And so I know that many of you are interested in creating lead magnets for your business. And first of all, let me back up a minute and talk a little bit about the what, the why, and the who of lead magnets. So first of all, when I say lead magnet, what I'm talking about is we can call it an ethical bribe. It's something that you are giving away to people in exchange for their name, their email, and other information from them. Why do you want to do that? It's because Facebook, you may have a lot of followers on Facebook for your business, but that does not mean that you own those names. If you wanted to reach out to the people that follow you, even if you put up a post, there's no guarantee that they're going to see it. So what you want to do is get those followers off of Facebook and into some database that you have control of. And so then once you have those people in your own database, then you can send out emails to them and find out and build a relationship with them, establish that know, like, and trust factor that I'm sure you've heard of before, so that eventually you can share with them about your products and services, and they become your clients and your raving fans. So it all starts with a lead magnet. And while I believe any business would benefit from having lead magnets, for today, for this live, what I want to focus on are the lead magnets for authors. So those of you who have a book, who are planning on writing a book, what are some potential lead magnets that you could create to attract people to your list? So here are some suggestions. I'm going to give you 7 lead magnet ideas specifically for authors, and then I actually have an 8th bonus one that I'm going to throw in because you're special. All right, so lead magnet idea number 1. This is probably the one that jumps to mind most quickly, is that you can give away a free chapter or a free excerpt of your book. And that's going to be, a great preview of what you have to offer. And then once people read that free chapter, they may be more likely to then want to buy your book. And at least they're getting a sense of your writing style, what you have to offer, what your ideas are. So that's a great lead magnet. That's a great free thing to give away to grow your list. But if you're an author, that's not the only thing that you can do as a lead magnet. So great idea, not the only idea. So idea number 2 is frankly a tweak of that same idea, which is to create an audio download of that same free chapter or excerpt of your book. So now they're getting the content, but they're also getting you reading that content. Why is that useful? Because then now somebody can download that and they can listen to it on the go. They can listen to it on headphones. They can listen to it in the car and really get immersed in your content. And again, increases the likelihood that they'd be interested in later purchasing the entire book. The third idea of a lead magnet for authors is now moving away from the content of your book to really tapping into you as an author, because people are going to be interested in you because you're an author, and they're going to want to know, well, how did you do that? So you might want to create a freebie, a free guide on how to write a book. So talk about your process, talk about tips that you have for other authors on how they may want to write a book. So the process, the doing behind the book is a great lead magnet topic. So now we're up to, so that was number 3. Number 4, along the same lines, is how to self-publish a book. So a lot of authors have a book in their head, they have the file on their computer, the book is done, but they don't know how to turn that into an actual hard copy book. They have a manuscript, but that's it. So again, another way to create a lead magnet, to develop followers, is to show other authors how to get their book published, how to get that hard copy of a book. How do you design the cover? How do you figure out the layout? How much of it should you do yourself versus hiring someone to help you do? What are the pros and cons of hiring someone to help you put your book together? So talk about those kinds of things. Establish yourself as an expert writer in addition to being an expert on the topic that you're writing about. So that was number 4. Number 5 is, for those of you who this qualifies, write about how to become an Amazon best-selling author. So a lot of authors use certain strategies to position themselves to become an Amazon best-selling author. How did you do it? What are the tips that you would share with other people? What would you tell people? Don't ever do X, Y, and Z. If you've gone through that process, did it make sense for you? How has it benefited you? So just talk about being an Amazon best-selling author, or, again, I'm giving you this as some ideas. So think about other things that are unique to you and your writing and your writing process. And again, create those as lead magnets. And then now getting back to the content of your book, number 6 is create a quiz or an assessment that is based on the content of your book. So let's say that you wrote a book on having healthy relationships. You could create a quiz or an assessment that gives people an indication of the overall health of their relationship. So if they find that their relationship is unhealthy, well, gosh, your book then becomes the cure to that unhealthy relationship. So think about the content of your book. How could you turn that information into a quiz or an assessment? Maybe you even already have a quiz or assessment in your book, and you can pull that out and use just that as a lead magnet. And then number 7 is to create a reader's guide to go along with the book. So this is going to take a little bit of work, but what I want you to think about is what might be a good series of questions that would be useful to someone to answer as they go through your book. Now, the reason that this can potentially be tricky is because I want you to create this list of questions for the person who has not purchased the book yet. So they need to be questions that are all related to your book, but that you don't have to have the book in order to use. Because again, we want this to be something that is introducing you and your content to others, even if they haven't bought the book yet. So for example, if your book is on goal setting, then maybe one of your questions is list your top 3 goals for the next 90 days. And so they don't have to have the book to do that, but they're getting in that mindset. They're getting into alignment with what you offer in the book. Okay, so those are 7 list building ideas, but I did say I have a bonus one because I know that some of you are fiction writers. So if you're writing fiction, you may say, well, how do some of these things may not necessarily apply? You don't really need a how-to with a fiction book. But what I want you to do, for those of you who write fiction, is think about bringing something from your fictional world into the real world. Case in point, let's say that your fiction, your novel is all about a man who likes to fish. Maybe that's the main character is a fisherman. You could create a top 10 list of the best places to go fly fishing in the United States. So it's along the same theme of your book, but it's things that are in the real world, but your book is also in alignment with that in its fictional world. So if your book takes place in a diner, list the 5, your lead magnet might be the 5 must-see diners in New Jersey. That's where I am. We got a lot of diners. So, so something along those lines where you take something from your fictional world and pull it into the real world so that people have something that they can use. And if they are lovers of that topic, they may also be interested in your book. Now, with any of these, again, the ultimate goal is that people are going to opt in, which just means they're going to give you their name and email address in exchange for that freebie, for that ethical bribe, for that lead magnet. And then once you have their email address, you're going to continue the conversation by sending them subsequent emails related to the topic, related to your book, related to your area of expertise. And eventually, you're also going to let them know about the products or the services that you have to offer. So maybe it's about your book, maybe it's about the next book, maybe you're having a writer's workshop coming up. So think about the things that you might want to offer, but also think about how you can just have that casual conversation through email with someone related to whatever topic you choose for your lead magnet. All right, I hope that was helpful. Again, I'm Dr. Denise Dennis. We're talking lead magnets. I'll probably be talking about lead magnets all week. So be sure to turn your notifications on so you can continue to follow me and we can keep the conversation going. All right, take care. Have a great day.